I've got all the time. I've got all the time in the world. Got to adjust myself now. I'm older. Can't just plop down. I'm gotta get in the proper positioning, or I can't handle the torque or the strain. This is Root TV tonight, and it is the Ask Me Anything special. I posted on my social media about a week ago. You could ask me anything you want. Anything. You can ask me anything, and I'll answer it on video. Most people answer it in an Instagram story if they do an AMA. Most people answer it in an Instagram story or post on social media or something. I'm doing it live on the internet on the video. Technically, I lied. It's not live, but I'm not going to cut anything. So how's that? One cut, one take. Not going to cut anything. If you see it cut, drop it down in the comments and tell me that I'm a lying SOB. But I don't think I'm a lying SOB. I think I'm in a position right now to be entirely 100% open and honest with you. I got a lot of good questions. Some from Maui, okay, some from me, and some that are just stupid. And I hope we can get to all the questions. I think I'm going to get to all the questions. If I don't get to all the questions, you rest assured the ones I cut are the stupid ones. But I'll probably answer the stupid ones too, because I got to make good on my promise of answering them. So I have the Not Gonna Lie NGL app. So for anybody at home who wants to do this on their own, you can go to the NGL app, and it's better if I sit back, right? Further back, better posture, a little bit. Okay. You can answer them on your own, or do your own NGL. It's free, and you can pretend that people have questions for you. But I did get a good lot of them. So I want to thank everybody right now for turning in these questions. Some of them are very good. Others, like I stated, not so much. But we're going to answer as much as we can. We might as well just start. What good does it do to sit here and jaw jack, flap my gums when all you want to hear is your question that you asked on the internet answered by me. By the way, you see the poster behind me there? Right there. I went to see Sarah Sherman from SNL last night. That's a signed poster. That's a signed poster right there from Sarah Sherman, SNL cast member. Saw her Helium Comedy Club. I don't know when I'm uploading this. Hopefully soon, but today is Friday. She's got 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. I saw the Thursday show. Very funny show. Check out Sarah Squirm. Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, I guess to say, but I don't know. I just found it goofy and funny. So I didn't, there's some gross stuff. So if you don't like gross stuff, then shut your eyes, but still go and pay the money and support Sarah Sherman of SNL. All right, let's start. Ask me anything. Let's start with this. We're going to scroll down to the bottom of the list here. We're going to scroll down to the bottom. And Maui, when you have questions, Maui's on the floor here. Maui, when we have questions for you, I'm going to just pull you up here. All right. All right. So here we go. All right. First one. Favorite place to get a slice down the shore? Favorite place to get a slice of pizza down the shore? Oh God. Um, I mean, I'm trying to debate in my head whether or not there's anybody that compares to Manco's, but it's not. It's ingrained in my memory. Manco and Manco, formerly Mac and Manco's of Ocean City, New Jersey, and other short points in New Jersey. I would say that would be number one, and I'm not going to go into why because I've already done 2 pizza review videos. So Mac and Manco's. Next question: What tastes better, a pickle, a potato? I'm reading them all. Whatever I get, I'm reading. So, what tastes better, a pickle, a potato, a sausage, or Lex Luger's body? Bud. A pickle, a potato, a sausage, or Lex Luger's body. Well, I'm not gonna taste Lex Luger's body, so I wouldn't know. But if I were to taste Lex Luger's body, I'd probably taste like IcoPro and salmon, right? Like salmon with IcoPro on it. So that doesn't taste too appetizing. So we're gonna go either pickle or potato, or a pickle, potato, or sausage. Um, we're gonna go with pickle. I'm a big pickle fan. I like the vinegary, sweet. I like the sweet. I like the hot pickles. We're gonna go pickles. Uh, potatoes I love too, but we'll go pickles taste better than all that. Next question. Seriously, why is Maui so one, two, three, four, five heart emojis? Why is Maui so heart emojis? I heart emojis. I guess that means beautiful, cute. Um, well, you know, Maui right now uh is oh gosh, let me think about it right now. She's seven, right? Seven and a half. Let me think. She was born in December of 2016. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. She turned seven last December. And this December, she'll be 8 years old. So she's like over 7.5 years old right now. I guess, you gotta show love to get love. A lot of people have preconceived notions of bigger dogs like pit bulls. It's sad. But really, from my experience, if you show love and you show compassion, they're not going to be aggressive at all. If you're talking about they're going to be love bugs, which she is. If you're talking about looks wise, well, I don't know. She eats well. I'll just say that she eats well. Now eats well. All right. She eats well. I do have her on a special diet. Shout out to my friend Brian, who has suggested the Origin, Originen or something, tundra food, which is good for dogs like Maui with skin allergies. And we've been battling skin allergies with her for a long time. And it's an issue, an issue. But, if you want to have a look, here she is. Here she is, Maui. Maui, they want to look at you. They say you're really loving, caring. Good job. Good job. Okay. Yeah. Okay. She is. Yeah. Here she is again. Okay. Here she is again. So, they asked you, why are you so lovey and beautiful? Right. Well, good question. You can go back to your snooze. It's your daily snooze now. You can snooze. Sleep. Okay. Next question. We're still recording, right? Still on the air. Haven't lost you yet. Yeah, we're still live on the air. Next one. Here we go. Who or what has been the biggest inspiration in your life that has shaped your character? It's a good question. Um, and I be honest with you guys, I haven't really pre-thought of these answers. I've read them, but I haven't like formulated exactly what I want to say. So a lot of these answers are off the cuff. Who or what has been the biggest inspiration in your life that has shaped your character? Um, Inspiration in my life. Well, let's go outside of family because everybody is shaped somewhat, whether it be by a lot or a little by family. So let's move outside immediate family and go with people outside of your bloodline. So let's say, God, character. The first thing I'm thinking of is sense of humor, but that's been answered before, and I think you guys know who inspirations are for that. But character, um, the only one that comes to my mind right now is CM Punk, and I've said it before, and I've said it a million times. I am 10 times the fan of CM Punk, the man, the person, than I am the wrestler. And I supported him from way, way back. And it just, for me, sometimes you mentally need a kick in the ass to help you remember who you are and to stand up for yourself and to remember that being different is okay and exploiting what makes you unique is not a bad thing, and repressing it is most certainly a bad thing. And CM Punk, his values, definitely, and they're basically values that, he's brought it up before, that we've grown up with in the punk rock community, lyrics from songs, you know, the famous words, this is what Joe Strummer trained us for in the Clash. But sometimes when you grow older, you can't really see now, but there's gray in here. When you grow older, sometimes you need a kick in the ass to remember who really you are. And for me, when CM Punk started becoming vocal about certain things, it really lit a fire under my ass and made me very much more God, I'm looking for the word self-confident. I was really, for years I was very self-deprecating. And that's a good thing. You should be self-deprecating to a degree, but it shouldn't supersede um the strength that you have inside, and the confidence that you have in yourself, and your ability to not take shit, do your own thing, stand up for yourself, and be the person that is the most truest to your truest form. And to me, that's what CM Punk is all about: living your truest self, being who you are, and no matter what anybody thinks. And not too many people were giving me that narrative, that line of thinking, um, prior to, other than, you listen to punk rock, like I say, but sometimes it takes somebody to cross borders between art forms. Of course, CM Punk is a wrestler, still is a wrestler, and with those punk rock values, that, yeah, I don't, it just kind of reignited my brain a little bit. So I thank him. And if I ever do meet him, and we've been in the same room many times, uh, MMA shows, wrestling event thing, gimmicks, Bouncing Souls show. We shared a mosh pit before with my brother Justin, and I've never actually had a chance to speak with him in person, other than the odd exchange on Twitter. We call it Twitter now. It's not X, it's Twitter. Elon, eat my foot. Um, but one day, I think I will have the opportunity to tell him what a big influence he's had on my brain. So, was that long enough and good enough answer for you? I hope so. This is a weird one. It's a question for Maui. Maui, is a hot dog a sandwich? Maui, I gotta ask her. Is a hot dog, I'm just gonna put the mic up to her face so she's kind of comfortable right now. Maui, is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? She doesn't want any part of that question. I think she's insulted. A hot dog is not a sandwich, it's its own entity. Hot dogs are not a sandwich. Okay, it's a hot dog. Uh, unique on its own. I'm answering because Maui can't speak English right now, although sometimes I think she does. The answer is no. Maui says a hot dog is definitely not a sandwich. Not cutting anything. Hmm. I mean, I know some of these were very trolly, but I'll answer. Whatever. Okay, here's an interesting one. Since I'm doing a live a show right now, and I used to do a show with a certain co-host. Let's answer the one that everybody wants to know. What else? I'll show you right here and flash it on the screen. Whatever happened to Big Josh? He didn't bring much to the table, but I enjoyed your banter. Okay, whatever happened to Big Josh? Well, I'll tell you. We had a falling out. I don't. The timeline is lost on me. COVID kind of messed up the timeline of the past 3 years. We had a falling out. We had a reemergence of the a brief reemergence. But Josh really wanted to stay out of the limelight. He didn't want to get on the show and become open up to trolling and trolling comments. Very sensitive. So the internet's probably not the best place for Big Josh. He should stay off the internet. And I think that's what he's doing right now. He just stay off the internet, stay off YouTube, stay off TikTok, stay off Snapchat, stay off the brand, stay off everything potentially that could trigger emotions from childhood. So that's what I'm saying, and that's what he's doing. He got mad at me for something recently, a few months ago. I don't exactly remember what, because it happened so often over the past 10 years. I don't remember what the last thing was, but he got really angry. Um, he hasn't spoken any words to anyone. He's in hiding right now, and I believe in LaPorte, Indiana. He lives with uh his sister's friend, I believe. I don't know the name, so we'll just call her Laura's friend. Lives with Laura's friend, and I haven't heard from him. Haven't heard from him in a long, long time. But if you want Big Josh back on the show, I've got an idea. If you want Big Josh back on the show, if you want a heart to heart between me and Big Josh, uh, I'll do it. But under one I'll make the offer to Big Josh right here. If you want to come on the show, I will turn the comments off. Okay. If I turn the comments off, will you come on the show and discuss why you are angry at me? Because I feel like he's angry at me again. So we should resolve. Life's too short, right? Life's too short. Come on back on the show, Big Josh, and we'll talk. We'll have a long discussion about everything, and maybe have some snap. Bring some snap. We'll do a food review on the show. Yeah, you remember the Reese's peanut butter cup, whatever Halloween pumpkin review? We did. The other. What was the other food review we did? We had a lot of food review. But you do remember the Reese's, right? Not bad. All right, moving on. So what happened to him? He's in hiding in LaPorte, Indiana. What's the best new band you found in 2024? Wow, best new band you found in 2024. Uh, I don't like to use the word best because I think all art is subjective. Maybe favorite, I'll say that I've discovered in 2024. And for those of you who don't know, I've made a conscious effort since 2019, 2020, really, when the pandemic happened, to branch out as I was getting older into this stage of my life. I said, I'm not going to get stuck in the same path I was getting stuck in my uh, mid 20s, early 30s, which was just listening to the same four or five bands. It was like Rancid, Alkaline Trio, Green Day, Dropkick Murphys, Bouncing Souls, somebody else. That was it. It was just on constant repeat. I was like, Why am I there's so many great new bands, younger bands. Just because I'm older doesn't mean I can't listen to music that is yet. Do sports fans stop watching sports teams when they get new players or younger players than that? No, they don't. Of course they don't. So why should you as a music consumer of art in the musical form limit yourself? So it'd be like a sports fan just watching VHSs of the Phillies 1978 season. I'm just gonna sit there and replay the 80 season VHS Home Companion over and over again because this is the one that make me felt the best. I can't watch this new shit. Come on now. Come on. That's why I hate the radio these days. It's like WMMR. We're gonna play the same rock. We're just Dookie, Green Day Dookie was the album that got me into music. And I'm going to say punk rock music. I've said this on the show before. If I hear another Dookie song on WMMR, I'm going to kick my radio in. There is so much more to choose from in the Green Day catalog, and even outside of American Idiot, which was their second biggest or first, however you want to look at it. Um, it's just like branch out, not just with different songs with the bands you like, but branch out to newer bands, discover bands. You've got the greatest tool in the world, the internet, in front of you. Live music is in your town. Okay. Everything is niche now. Everything is niche. Don't say like, oh, there's no rock, there's no more punk rock. Punk rock is that. No, it's alive and well. It's in smaller pockets of your city. You got to look for it. It's not going to smash you in the face on CBS Evening News or the VMAs later this week or later this month. But you got to do a little digging. Got to do a little digging. Maybe use your brain and look. Just look and listen. To answer your question, best band I've discovered or favorite band I've discovered in 2024. Oof. Because I discovered a lot in 23. Bands like Gouge Away, 2022, I'm Ellen the Sniffers. Um, a lot of good bands that I am into, but I'm trying to think that I discovered this year. Oh, okay. You know what? Yes, I got it right now. 100%. Band called Homefront. Get at them. Get at them. I saw them at the church. I don't know what month it was. Was that at the end of last year or the beginning of this year? I don't remember. Anyway, we're going with Homefront. Spotify Homefront. Listen to them. Go to their live show. Amazing, amazing band. Amazing band. That's my answer to that. Homefront. Next question. What time we got right now? I don't even know what time I started this, but I got unlimited on here for however long. So we will. Okay. Ever consider making, here's the next one. Ever consider making videos of yourself watching old Roo TVs? Reaction and commentary of the man behind the camera. Well, I think that I would enjoy that, especially explaining some of the inside baseball behind the videos, such as the ones in the early years, 2006 to 2008. Uh, but I don't know how many people would be actually into that and how many people would tune in to watch that or click to watch that. That may be something that could be maybe some sort of addition if I ever open up a second channel, which could be an idea, or maybe upload to a different format, or different website. I don't know. I don't know. It's an idea. Maybe I'll give it a shot for one. What videos would you like? Drop it in the comments, whoever asked that, or even if you didn't ask that, what videos would you think that would be a good fit to do commentary over? Um, I guess carnival videos would come to mind. I think especially the one we just filmed, Matt and I, at the carnival where the gentleman got angry that I was touching his golf cart. That might be fun to talk about. So maybe stuff like that. So the answer is maybe. I just don't know the interest, the viewer interest in that. But I'd be interested in it. So I guess that's all that matters. So maybe one day. Yes. Um, Next question. This is an interesting one, and I glanced at it the first time I read it, and I'm not 100% sure I understand it. Have you ever found yourself dis Have you ever found yourself dissociating during the editing process or in live streams, especially when you're focusing on the small details, like what's happening with the viewer count in the bottom right corner of the video? Okay, so you're covering a couple things here. When you're talking about editing, um, that's a whole nother ballgame than live streams. I don't do too many live streams. So I can't really comment on that, but I will say one of the reasons I don't do live streams is I don't really oh, we did the live stream with Kenny Bolin and that got a shitload of viewers. Um, I don't like doing live streams and then looking at the view count and it's low. So it kind of gives a bummer, gives your mind a bummer vibe or whatever you want to say. But uh I may look into doing more live streams with specific guests, as long as the guest promotes it and helps out to get some viewers, which Kenny did that time, and so did Tim Birmingham. I think we did that with Tim Birmingham too. Didn't we go live with Tim? Pretty sure that was live too, or live to tape. I don't remember, but anyway, if the ghost is willing, if the guest is willing to promote it out to their followers, then sure. But the algorithm sucks so bad and hates me so bad that if I go live, it would just be kind of counterproductive. So that's why we do it in a taped environment and then promote the shit out of it, as a kind man once said. But the first part of the question is interesting. I'm looking at it and it says, have you ever found yourself disassociating during the editing process or disassociating during the editing process, thinking about the views and the live stream and the views or the view counts? Let me explain a couple things. So, in terms of visibility, viewership, I realize I'm a smaller channel, an old channel, but still a smaller channel, never gone viral, slow growth, uh, never anything crazy. But 1,500 subscribers we're about right now. I think about 1,500. And I look at it this way, especially for interviews and comedy videos, street comedy. If you were doing stand-up comedy, or if you were doing some sort of street comedy, if you were doing some kind of performance anywhere, and you had 100 people watching you do that performance, or 150 or 200, be a pretty fucking big deal, wouldn't it? To you, to me, I mean, to me, it would be, right? So that's why my Mendoza, I call it the Mendoza line, is if I can get 100 people to click on a video that I've done, 150 people, I'm happy because in my mind, that's a crowd. That might not be a crowd to make me money, but when you're creating art or expression or doing interviews or doing characters, as long as you have some sort of audience, I think it's worth it. And it exists and it lives and breathes on its own. And you don't need to have 10 million view counts. Is that what you said? Views. For some people, it is a detriment. For some people, they just straight up quit. They say, "Oh wow, I've got 200 views on this video. I thought I was going to have 200K." Which I got to tell you, there are certain videos I've made over the years which get much lower views than I thought. I mean, perfect example, like The carnival video that I made, put a lot of work into. I think it got like a 160 views. That's low for the past couple carnivals. But again, perspective. I'm performing for 150 people watching me. Okay. I'm not making money, but there's still enough people that are watching this performance that otherwise 20 years ago, you'd be making a video for yourself and I'd be showing my cousin Matt and my brothers. Three people, which I used to do. Okay. We used to film wrestling in the basement to show two people and one friend. Two, so that's how you have to look at it. If you're a smaller channel and you get discouraged because you don't have the views and you're not getting paid money, and hopefully you have a job to hopefully you're not putting all your eggs in one basket and saying this is what my job is. For YouTube, the landscape just sucks because, as some of you might know, used to get some checks from YouTube, 2015, 2016, 2017, and then it just when it changed, the structure changed, that ended. So um don't get discouraged. Keep moving forward. I'm looking at a picture right now of Sid Haig and the words that he's quoted from a very famous man, Sir Winston Churchill, the graduating speech that he gave. And the speech in its entirety is never quit, never quit, never quit. Unless you want to. If you want to quit, then by all means, just quit. Who cares? For me, it's not about the money, it's about creating an expression. Now, um, if I create something and it gets, 15 views, which I don't think I'm that low on the totem pole, that would piss me off. I'm like, what the hell am I doing this for? But anything over 100 views, I'm happy. Uh, you know. Oh, the example I was going to give was the Spirit Halloween store walkthrough video has over a K right now, eyeballs on it, as compared to the Carnival video, which, you know, got a fraction of that. That's life. Who cares? So what? Who cares? So what? Who cares? Next question. Interesting one. And Maui is snoozing, by the way. I can't really show the camera. Can I show the camera? I wonder if I could. I wonder if I could move this. Yeah, she's snoozing on the floor. She's snoozing on the floor. Did I mess up everything? Are we good here? Are we good? I think here we are. There we are. Right. Litter box, traditional. Every interview I've ever done, and there's a big playlist on my channel. Every interview I've ever done, there's always been a litter box right back there. You see it right there? Litter box. So there's always been cat poop. Well, I mean, unless I cleaned it, which I cleaned it this morning, but it's funny and nobody really brings it up. Any guest that I have litter. You making stinkies, Maui? Wait, let me smell real quick. Hold on. You making stinkies? No, no, but smells fresh. But smells fresh. But smells fresh. Ask me anything. Will you ever have kids one day? Uh, well, I have Maui here. I got Maui's my kid. Um, Sweet Pea's my kid. Halloween's my kid. Uh, Lost my boy Juniper in May. But he was and still is my kid. No, he's not here in physical form. Henry, same way. Farley, uh, everybody remembers from the old days of the channel. Biscotti, and anybody who grew up with me remembers Crucker. They are my kids. Well, Crucker was my brother, but they are my kids. And I want to make a point to explain to people. Okay, so really though, let's be realistic. They are my kids, but let's answer the question. Human kids, that's what you mean. Of course, whoever asked that, thank you for being annoying and asking the most generic fucking question of all time that I get asked all the time at work. And So will I ever have kids one day? Um, hmm. I will say this, I don't need to. And at this point, really don't want to. Because just being so self-aware as I am and being so self-conscious as I am and just how I am and how much I care about my animals, I wouldn't want them to take a back seat. And when you have a kid, you have to put them first. And that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But w I don't want to do that. I want to take care of my, and it's not like a pity thing. It's like, oh, well, I have to take care of my animals. I can't do that. Oh, shucks, I can't do that. Or the people who are like, oh, I can't have a kid. Oh, well, I guess I'll get a doggy and a kitty and a parrot. Get a parrot. No, it's not like that. For me, I 100% love, legitimately love my kids, my animals, just the same as you. If you've got kids at home, human kids, just the same, and I stress just the same as much as you love your human kids, just the same. It ain't no fashion statement why my boy Farley's on my arm. It ain't a fashion statement, but why my heart is on my sleeve with Henry and Biscotti right there, and soon to be something for Juniper. This is who I am. I also am very big on, I want to show people, I want to show people that, and I don't have to show them, like, here, look, by me just existing in my current state of care and empathy for animals, I want to show people, future generations, not only in my family, but other people, that you don't have to. You don't have to have human kids to be happy. You don't have to have human kids to feel complete. You don't have to have human kids to complete your identity, because you should have that before. You should be a secure person before you have kids. It's all using the fill the void, as Mark Maron says. I want to set the example that it's okay to love animals just the same. The bad news is they're not going to live as long as a human kid will. Uh, and it's hard, and it's very hard, and it's heartbreaking. And if you love them as much as I do, it feels like your kid, your human kid. Can you imagine? Put yourself in my shoes, and how fucked up my brain must be right now, and my heart, to have so much loss, premature loss, and over the past few years. But you move forward, and it makes you stronger. Not that I would trade the strength that I have. Not that I would take or keep the strength that I have if I couldn't trade it back in for the Hall of Fame wall over there. You see them. I need to go through the list there, but if you didn't know that, that's the Hall of Fame wall right over there. You see it right there. So will I have kids one day? Well, I mean, no, I've got them already. They've got paws. The end. Um, Next question. I answered that one already. Okay. I'm gonna guess this one's from somebody from the Get My Go show. Let me sit this down, and I'll give them a plug. I don't really care. I don't hold any ill will anymore for them to. How hard is it to get into and have a radio show? So these people, this show, the Get My Go show. They're part of Russo's brand. You know how that story went with me and Vance. Uh, they they did a couple, mocking videos of specifically the Russo video I did with Big Josh, Dwayne Hadley, JVD, and then they also did a video on Comic-Con video I did with JVD when Herb Crackerjack took the El Regatta mask off, and You remember that. But anyway, so one thing that the people from this show like to do is they like to make fun of the fact that my old podcast, which I didn't really restart yet, I want to, Dumpster Fire Radio Show, hence called the radio show. It's a podcast, radio show. I talk on the air blatantly how I love my radio show. This is a radio show, not a podcast. This is a radio show. Radio show. I'm on a radio show. This is a radio show. Radio, radio, radio. This is not a pot radio. A radio. I like a radio. You can clip that. Anyway, what I was saying was it is clearly me being sarcastic, and some of the people on this show, not everybody, but a few of them or their viewers seem to think I'm being literal, but I'm not being literal. I'm doing something that the Greeks call sarcasm. Not being serious. I fucking know it's a podcast. I'm just being stupid. I don't know. Whatever. That's the answer to that. Whoever asked that, probably who's the Irish guy? Is he Irish or is he what is he? Is he Scottish? I don't know. You'd think the Scots and the Irish would understand sarcasm. I don't know. But to go along with that, I got another one from them that says, "What really gets your go?" What really gets your go? Well, it's not the Get My Go show. Um, I'm going to have to say what really gets my go literally. I'm going to say, God, what annoys me? People who, this ties into the last question or the second to last question, two questions ago. When people have kids and they abandon their entire personality and they become elitist and stop talking to you because you don't have kids. That's happened with me, with a lot of people. Uh, if I offended you by saying that, and if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but you I know plenty of parents that still retain their personality. You know what I think happened? I really think happened, and I'll tell you what happened. I think the Kardashians and Kim Kardashian, when when they had that reality show and then they started having kids and you know, kid after kid, and then what was the other one? Bella Total Divas, when they had kids, or the one that was Cena didn't have a kid. The other one did, right? With Brian. Whatever, that whole Kardashian shit show. I feel like that poisoned the minds of a generation of people to kind of make them feel entitled and better than people who don't have kids for some reason. It's almost like it's like all right, the vibe that I got from the Kardashian show was now that I have a kid, everybody's gonna has to kiss my ass. And if you don't kiss my ass, well, then I'm not going to talk to you. I don't know. Or the vibe would be, I have a kid. I'm going to be an elitist because I'm in the cool kids club. That's not the cool kids club. You can be an elitist. You're just coming off as an asshole. But really, what it boils down to is, and I hate that because a lot of the people that I'm thinking of right now are people who are much better than that, and they at their core, though, sadly, are very insecure with their own personalities, and a lot of them kind of uh take on this kind of elitist parent personality and look down on people like me who don't have human kids because it makes them feel better because reality is they have no life. Of course they love their kids and that is their life now, but they have no life outside of that. So they see somebody like me who does, and it's like a subconscious thing where it's like that the fuck he's that old and he's doing that stuff. I fucking hate him. even if they're not outwardly saying it, it's like I think it's a subconscious thing. It's like, wait a minute, shouldn't he have like three kids and be miserable and love his kids, but just be miserable and old? How old is he? He doesn't look that. That's not fair. That's not fair. I've got three kids. I look like I'm 58. I'm miserable. Of course I love my kids. Of course I love them. Of course they're the apple of my eye. But it's not, this guy's a joke. This guy's a clown. I'm not going to talk to. That's the vibe I get. Maybe not in that, maybe not in that verbiage, but I don't know what to say. And the sad thing for me is I don't. These aren't people who I would consider to be friends after the fact. These aren't people that I would pine for the attention of. But because I am such a sometimes the people who preach PMA are the most NMA negative minded, and I'm wired to just always gravitate towards the negative. It intrigues me. It intrigues me why people could be such pricks, and I figured it out. But have kids out of love and don't let it change your personality. I mean, God, I know it's a lot of work, but fuck, that's what gets my go. Parents, when you have kids and then you become pricks, don't become a prick. And don't expect people to kiss your ass just because you've done the most basic human function since the beginning of time. God damn it. What the I don't know. Sorry. I think I pissed some people off with that one. Sorry about that. Next one. What's your favorite song of all time? Oof, oof. This is another one. I'm glad you used the word favorite, not best, because like I said, it's art. Favorite song of all time? I could go really old school. I could go 90s. I could go 2000s. I could go modern day. Can't go modern day. But I would say since when American Idiot came out in 2004, it reinvigorated, just like CM Punk reinvigorated my the part of my brain in 2011. Um, just like that happened. And when American Idiot came out in 2004, it reinvigorated my love for punk rock music. And my favorite song of all time, Jesus of Suburbia. The end. I don't have to just explain. If you know, you know. We're almost done, guys. Bear with us if you're still with us. Any idea? Oh, here's another Big Josh question. Any idea what Big Josh is up to? He seems to have disappeared. I think I covered that in my last question. He is in hiding in LaPorte, Indiana, and he living with his sister's friend, Laura's friend. I don't know his name. I do not know his name, but that's what happened to him. I think. Wait, is that the question I answered already, or I answered the other Big Josh question? Whatever happened to Big Josh? No. Okay, they're both similar questions. So two people asked the same question. Big Josh, if you're watching this, you're a popular dude right now, so you know. Oh well. Let's see. Let's see. We're almost done, guys. I did the reaction one. Where do you see, somebody asked me, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I don't know, but I don't like to look that far in advance of life. I think it's kind of like kind of scary to look that far in advance. You don't even know if you're going to be alive in 10 years. You can walk outside and get hit by a truck tomorrow, right? Or today. I don't want that to happen, but you never know. Um, I don't look that far in advance. For you, I will answer the question, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Well, I'm getting a raise at my work over the next few years. So hopefully by that time I'll have more money. So hopefully more comfortable with money, because it's tough out there. People paying the bills and wanting to do fun stuff. So hopefully in 10 years, I see myself uh more comfortable with money, hopefully. And I see myself still a pet father. I mean, God, 10 years. Maui, I don't know if Maui will be around in 10 years. I don't think so. That she would be 17 and a half. That's pretty unrealistic, right? Sadly. And my cats right now, the two that I have, they're 11, 11 and a half or so. So 10 years is, I mean, it's possible. Some cats live to be 20, their 20s, but that's kind of unrealistic too. So where do I see myself in 10 years? I see myself still caring for animals. I hope it's the same ones I have. Realistically, it probably won't be, but I hope it is. And if it's not, then it will be other ones. And I will adopt animals from animal shelters and take care of them because that's what I love doing. Where else? What else do I see in myself in 10 years? I don't know. Still making videos. I don't know. I don't have I don't really have a plan outside of I don't have too much of a change in dramatic change in terms of like where do you see yourself? Unless you're talking about like physically moving or living somewhere else, that could happen. Um, don't really want it to, but it could happen. Um, yeah. Where do I see myself in 10 years? This is the last thing I'll say. I think I've jumped. I think I've reached a point of no return personality wise, and that's number one to me. Character. That's number one is character. I don't give a fuck about other things. Character. I think I will be a better character inside in 10 years because it is an onward and upward climb to be the best and truest version of yourself, which I think I am now. But I, when you get older, you get wiser. So I will be a wiser, better person than I was prior to those 10 years. So there you go. That's your question. Mm. Top three animals and why can't include dogs and cats. This is an interesting one. I haven't thought about this. I remember glancing at it first before. Top three animals. God. Oof, can't include dogs and cats. Wow. Pig, horse, mm, pig, horse, groundhog. Pig, horse, groundhog in that order. Next question. How many do we have left? I don't know. Maui's sleeping, by the way. Uh, oh, I might have even answered them all. We might be done. Let's see. I'm skipping that one. I don't want anything that's rated X. And please don't ask that. I don't do that. Those type of questions. Shouldn't ask that. Be a better person. Come on now. It is AMA, but I've got standards. Um, Almost done, guys. I think we are done. Best new band, Big Josh. Will I have kids? Um, Want to go on a movie date? No, this is so sometimes what happens with this is they send you generic questions. Like if you're not getting any real questions from people, um, NGL, not gonna lie, will send you generic ones, but like, why would you want to answer the question of a bot? That's stupid. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing one. I think we're good. How hard is it? Get into a radio show. We talked about that. Have you ever? No. All right. We're gonna wrap it up in a couple seconds. I'm going to. All right. Okay. Who would you get? Okay, last. Here we go. Who would you get? Who would you get with? I'll flash it on the screen. This is the last question. This is a stupid question. Like I'm 10, 12 years old. Who would you get with RN? What is that? What does that mean? Who would I get? What RN nurse would I get with? Registered nurse would I get with? Who would you get with? RN. No, I don't know what that means. Who would you get with right now? Who would I make out with? PG show, right? Make out with right now. Kristen Stewart. I've always had a crush on Kristen Stewart. But that's not going to happen because Kristen Stewart is married to a woman, and I am a man, last I checked. So that's not going to work out. So if I could get with someone, it would be Kristen Stewart. I've always had a crush on her, and also her personality. I really love her don't give a shit personality. Very punk rock, very cool human being. Loves dogs and cats. Loves some of the ba same bands that I like. Yeah, probably Kristen Stewart, I'd say. Get with her. Shame that my crush is yeah. It's okay. I still like her. Deal with it. She's pretty cool. It's cool by me. That's all. Maui, you want to say goodbye? She is out cold right now. We gotta end the video, but I'm gonna get her up here. I'm gonna get her up here. You know what? I'm gonna say my goodbyes and then the ending video, the ending credits, I'll roll some music and we'll have Maui just kind of like saying goodbye without talking so I can hold her. So, goodbye, guys. See you soon, real soon. Still have a few more videos this summer, so stay tuned. Filming very soon. Some fun stuff. So, let me get Maui up here. Goodbye, guys. I love you. Thank you for listening. If you've been watched this whole thing, what's wrong with you? Here's Maui. Bye. It's almost Halloween season.